just before we start, go and join the free school community. The link will be below. It's completely free. 5 videos when you first arrive regarding the male advantage journey, the journey you guys can take. Same 5 things on repeat over 5 years. I can show you guys exactly how to change your lives. And then at the end, you get rewards, which is the male advantage journey with How to Beast. It's a stream platform project, completely free. Everything's free. Go and check it out, guys. The link is below, and I'll see you there. Can't wait to see you. So, letting the softness in. What is that? What does that mean? It took me years to understand this concept, guys. Letting the softness in, you don't realize what it is until you start getting older, until you start understanding the importance of a masculine mindset. And I'm a true believer that you can mold your brain. I'm a true believer that, you know, they say your brain isn't fully formed until X, Y, 25, 30. Like, they always come up with a different fucking age every year. I don't think it's true. I think you can change your mindset. I think you can change your habit loop. And I'll give you an example. When I was a little bit younger, and this is what I mean about, like, this was beyond 25. I was probably 26, I was probably 26. Something would go wrong and I'd call my dad and I'd be like, Dad, this has happened. I feel like shit. And I got a little bit older. Obviously my dad died soon after that, but I got a little bit older. And stuff would happen. And I was like, I don't need to call anybody. They don't need to know. They don't need to suffer the same way that I'm suffering. They don't need to know what this shit is. And I was like, I'll just keep it to myself. I'll go and deal with it. I'll solve the problem. And then when they ask, I'll be like, yeah, everything's perfect. They don't need to know. And that became part of who I was. I learned how to do that. That became part of who I was as an individual. I became a lot more stoic in my ways. And I would do it with women where they would say good day and I was like, not really, a lot went wrong today. And oh no, tell me about it. And I was like, you don't need to know. I was like, your problems don't need to become my problems. My problems don't need to become your problems. And they'd be like, oh, okay. And you could see they're actually quite happy to hear that. No woman wants a guy to just sit there moaning. And, you know, like I said, I've just changed my brain. I just changed who I was as a man. And I realized that what you're doing is you're letting softness in. And it wasn't until I saw a study that really made me understand how negative this is for men. The study said that if women talk about their problems get better. Okay, so you know when they say mental health, like men's mental health is worse than women's mental health. There's more men suffering than women. And they say what men need to do is they need to talk about it. We see this all the time. Like the difference is, this is why they always say, this is why women have less mental health, because they talk about their problems. Men don't talk about their problems. It's complete bullshit. It's the complete opposite. They found in a study when women talk about their problems get better. When men talk about their problems get worse. They amplify, they get way bigger, and they actually start to panic because the men are rationalizing them, they're logically breaking them down, and they're realizing, fuck, this is major. It's becoming way bigger than I thought it was. Whereas women sit down and they share in that experience with somebody and it makes them feel better. It's just our brains just work differently. So this whole approach of men just need to talk more is actually having the opposite effect. It's actually making it worse for men. And what you're doing is you're letting the weakness in. And it ties in heavily to, like I said, when I've got a problem, I used to call my dad and be like, Dad, can you help and whatnot? Yeah, this has gone wrong and blah, 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 and whatever. And it would take a real man to then go and actually sort it and go, well, here's what we're going to do, and actually come up with a structured plan. And I wouldn't do that when I was younger because I was soft. I didn't know how to handle problems like that. I was soft. Whereas somebody of my dad's age and my dad's experience in life and, you know, masculine qualities, old school masculine qualities, he knew exactly what to do. He would just get back to the drawing board. I've never seen so many cars in my life. He would just get back to the drawing board and just be like, here's what we need to do, and just get everything addressed. I didn't have the ability to do that. And I realized this was molding my brain in a negative sense. It was turning me into somebody that was very feminine in nature. It was turning me into somebody who their first reaction without knowing was a female reaction. And like I said, I'm letting the softness in. I would meet a beautiful woman. I would, like I said, all of this is mindset. I would meet a beautiful woman. I would come back. I would get into bed and I'd start thinking about her. and I would do something that I might title this video this, or I might make a separate one. I would do something that's called Walter Mittying, and they do it in the army. They say, you know, this guy's a Walter Mitty, where he's like pretending, he's like living a lie, he's like picturing himself as, you know, I was a paratrooper for 5 years and he just wasn't. They call them Walter Mitties. And I was doing this and I think every guy is guilty of this, where you're like get into bed after a date with a woman, or you just sat on your own after, like, you know, meeting a nice woman, and you start thinking of scenarios of you and her together. You're almost daydreaming, like Walter Mitty. That's what the film is. It's a film called Walter Mitty, and the guy daydreamed all day. That's letting the softness in. It's the perfect example. That's exactly what I was doing. I was letting all of that softness in. I was just sat there picturing. And when you do that, guys, I promise you, I don't know how it happens or what happens. I don't know how your brain remolds. You get weaker. You get softer. And your brain starts wiring itself in a certain way that starts to think more like a woman, that starts to think more feminine in nature. Guys overthink situations with women. Well, they'll say, should I go over? Should I do this? Should I approach? Do you reckon she likes me? Chris, what should I do with... You're already fucked up because you're already thinking. Like, this is the difference between masculinity and being feminine. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but stupid men get a lot of women. The reason they do is because they don't think. They don't think. They're stupid as hell, and they don't analyze, and they will just go headfirst into any situation, and just the only thing on their mind is sex. That's interesting. My best friend died right there in a car accident, and the car that I'm following just swerved a pothole and nearly went off the road. I wonder if that's what happened. Like literally right there on that corner. Never realised to this day what happened, but that could have been it. That's interesting, actually, guys. Funny that you're on the journey with me, as I realised that. That's really interesting. He was 18, he died in a car accident right there. I mean, I'll save it for another video, but yeah, I was Walter Mitty, and I would sit there and I would almost think of these situations with our beautiful woman. Like, you know what it's like, guys. You know what it's like. You meet a woman for the first time, and you get home and you start thinking, she could be my wife, she could be the one, she could be... What the hell are you doing? That's female stuff. You need her led in bed at night thinking of, like, I wonder what our wedding would be like. I wonder what our kids would look like. That's feminine behavior. You guys are letting that softness in, and you know how you tackle it. It's a meditation style. I've nailed it. This is why I want you guys to join the free school community, because this 5-step pillar plan to get to your male advantage years and have everything you've ever wanted. I've figured everything out. Like, this system doesn't need improving. I've figured everything out. My life is exactly where I want it to be, and I've figured all this shit out now. You're meditating on those thoughts. So anybody who's ever meditated, the idea is to recenter yourself. So imagine 2 lines here. I probably shouldn't let go of the wheel, but look how skillful I am. Hang on, there we go. Let's say you got 2 lines there and you deviate outside of them. Your job is to bring it back into center. Your job is to bring it back into the middle. And if you deviate from those lines and you end up in like woo-woo land, you fucked up, right? That's like, meditation is very similar, where you're sat there, you're meditating, and as soon as you get external thoughts, you just blank them out. You sit there with them. You find peace within them, and you just bring it back to the center, and you just try and refocus yourself there. That's all you do when you're meditating. It's just a central point, and you keep bringing it back. Every time your mind drifts, you just bring it back, and you just sit on those thoughts. It's the same thing with letting the softness in and creating masculinity. Men weren't meant to overthink. Men weren't meant to, plan out the wedding and stuff like that in their heads. They weren't meant to sit there and be like, oh, but I think she's the one, but I don't know, I need to just sit with my friend and have a chat and ask him what he thinks. Honestly, do you know how you become masculine? Do you know how you become strong and you get rid of all the softness and you have a better life? You just cancel it out. As soon as those thoughts come in, you just go, nah, You know when people say don't ever talk to women about your problems, like don't come to them and be like, babe, I'm really struggling, because she'll use it against you in the future. It comes from the same pattern. I know people will say it sounds boring. Like, what? I'm supposed to live like that? Yeah, you are. So every time I sit there now and I go, oh, I really like that woman, I want it, and I'm back. I just bring myself back central. I'm not Walter Mitty, I'm Walter Mittying. I'm bringing it back. I'm gonna put my brain back into that bracket of nothingness. It's quite literally nothingness, where I'm like, what have I got to do? Where does my focus need to be? Let me just recenter myself and just get back to normal. I'm just like, right, mind, get your mind on it. Refocus, get your minds back on it. What the fuck are you doing, Chris? And then I'm back to it. Or if I'm like, oh, I wonder, should I call her? Should I stop thinking? Just blank it out. And then whatever happens from there is probably the most masculine thing that you can do. It's honestly, you've got to keep stopping yourself at all moments. If you wake up in the morning and see, it bridges into everything. If you wake up in the morning and you go, do you know what? I'm nice and warm in this bed. It's raining. Do I really want to blank your mind like a robot? Just get up and go and do it. Like, this will define you as a man. When I say remove the softness, or you don't let the softness in, this is what I mean. It's these constant thoughts that keep happening, and you just go, nope, and you bring it back central. And then you go, I tell you what, it's the same as NoFap. When I first did NoFap, you know, or semen retention, as some of you guys know it from, so when I first did that, I remember it hit me after about a month. I remember going on a night out, and I came back and I just like sat in the bed and I went, wait, so if I don't get laid, I'm just stuck with this like frustration forever. And I was like, wow, I can't cheat. I can't just masturbate and watch porn. I can't cheat. I actually have to go out there and do something productive to go and get women and get laid. That was a game changer for me, because I was like, well, there's no excuse now. Like, I'm just going to go and get it done. Like, what other option do I have? Apologies if it's getting dark, guys. But yeah, like, you put, like, all of those struggles with NoFap used to just keep happening. Where it was just like, if I don't do this, then things aren't going to get better. If I don't make these changes, if I don't go out there and get in shape, or if I don't go out there and make some more money or get good with women and really understand that I'm going to be lonely forever. And it just hit me like a ton of bricks. And the same thing happened with the softness. And as much as you think, oh, but what a boring life, so I can't have any pleasure anymore, I can't enjoy myself, I can't sit there and think of like a nice scenario of me and that beautiful woman skipping down the road, holding hands, going for a picnic. It's like, yeah, no, you can't. As crazy as that sounds, you can't, because as soon as you let that shit in, it makes you weak. It just starts destroying you. And it's like I said to you guys before, if you want a better life, there is no other option. You just get back to the drawing board. Like, there's only one route that gets you there. Just get back to the drawing board, put the work in, and things start to improve. It's the same with this masculine mindset, which is really going to help you. You just keep bringing things back to center and just stop overthinking. Just stop worrying about it. And then your life just improves. Things just get better because you end up making the right decisions and doing the right things, and it starts molding your brain to think like an actual man. We've all been trained from the media, and you see these things like better help. Men need to talk more. It's Men's Mental Health Month. If you're not having conversations with each other, you're gonna be in a shitty situation. You're gonna want to commit suicide by Wednesday. And it's just like, no, honestly, the best thing a man can do, science has proven it, is just not talk. Just get the fuck on with things. Just blank those thoughts out. You're going through the hardest day of your life and you're just like, yeah, but it is what it is. This is masculinity. This is what I have to do. Once you accept stuff like that and you just go, I'm just gonna do what I need to do, you become an attractive individual to everybody, and you also get more shit done, and you stop complaining, you stop being weak. Like I said, as soon as you let that softness in and you go, oh, I really want to work today, but I don't know, my ex-girlfriend broke up with me, it just like, it's been on my mind, I don't know, she's playing. Here's the thing, this is what she did, right? She posted on, you sound like a woman. You sound like a woman right now. You sound like a little feminine bitch. Do you know what you need to do in that moment? is just go, it's happened, it's not personal, it is what it is, fuck it, I just need to get on with my life. Because that's where you're going to end up. It's where you're going to end up anyway. So you just blank it out. You just go, as hard as it is, I'm just going to meditate on those thoughts in real time. And every time those thoughts come into my brain, I'm just going to recenter myself and just bring it back to where it should be. Every time it happens, recenter. You know, oh, I've got problems, I've got bills to pay. Okay, yeah, well, recenter and just go and make more money. Oh, that's easy to say, but it is. And I'm not saying that from a privileged point of view, just make more money, bro. I'm saying, like, go and get a second job. Like, we all know what we need to do in any given moment. We just procrastinate on the thoughts. That's what gets you. It's the thoughts. You sit there and go, yeah, but here's how I feel. You shouldn't even be talking about the feelings. You should just sit there and just go, this needs to be done. You're wasting so much time and remolding your brain into a feminine man. That's what you've become. You've become a woman from your thought patterns. It's like with testosterone, right? You can have the highest testosterone in the world, but if your dopamine's knackered and you masturbate all the time, the synapses get closed off, so they can't be used. So you've got all the testosterone in the world, but your body can't really use it in a mental sense. It can use it in a physical sense, but it can't use it in a mental sense. So you stop thinking like a man. You stop operating like a man should. You get tired. You get, oh, I don't want to do that today and whatnot. That's a massive factor. Honestly, this is what's happening with people when it comes to letting the softness in. They've got all these weak habits. They've got all this, you know, they're masturbating, they're Walter Mittying. Anytime something goes wrong, they go to somebody else and they complain. They want to bicker. They're the type of man that gossips about other men behind their back. Do you know what so-and-so did? Oh, I can't wait to tell you. Fuck it. Just, they've already done it. It is what it is. Does that person need to know? If it, you know, just get on with it. Just go and solve it. Oh shit. You guys still see me? My thing's falling. Oh no, bear with me guys. This is not good. I wonder if I can hold it up and just wrap the video up. As long as we don't have to change gear, we're going to be okay here, guys. We're going to wrap this up. So that's my message to you guys. The Walter Mitty, and you got to let it stop. I'll do a longer version of this in the future because there's probably too much traffic right now for me to just hold this up. It's just going to keep falling until I reattach it. But yeah, be conscious of it next time it happens. Be conscious next time you get that soft thought seep in and you think to yourself, you think to yourself, oh, I need to call somebody. Or you're thinking of her too much, or you're trying to work out how you approach that beautiful woman in your school or in your workplace or on the street and stuff like that. And you're like, oh, I wonder if she likes, you're thinking too much, switch it off. This is why stupid guys succeed, because they're very masculine in nature, because they don't overthink things. You guys need to start doing the same. Honestly, it's like a meditation for masculinity. You just constantly recenter yourself, and I promise you, it will change the way you think, and you start operating on a super high level. You start displaying masculine behaviors because your brain has been remolded to that manner. But I'm going to wrap it up, guys. It's dark anyway, and this has just collapsed. So I will catch you soon. Hope you have a good one. If you like the coat that I'm wearing, this is the 1M coat. Just join the free school community and you'll be able to find it. So I'll catch you guys later.